in 2016 we started to talk with some friends and have some think tanks and to think what kind of project will be important and pertinent to this context, to this region that has particular conditions. And then we created this association with 17 other people. It's called Project Earth.
We are here because of Mariana's family. Both of her father and her grandparent, they are doctors, and the father was placed here in those times. The doctors went to these rural areas, were placed in these rural areas to support these communities. He kept a big contact with the people here, with the local people, and one of the patients in those times that he saved his life, and his husband offered them a piece of land close to the lake, and later they built a house. They built a house 35 years ago, so since that time they are coming here. And for us it was quite easy because everybody knew the doctor, so it was easier for us to contact with the local people. What we tried, because we have different activities, is how we can mingle these dreams, both dreams and our passions, like about arts and everything related, and be about the environment and about human development. So we tried to bring this together, and we started to spread this dream with others, with our friends first. We tried to understand what kind of thing that we could do here.
The building is so unbelievable, so it was me, I'm the guilty one. I already have seen the chimney from the road, and I said, okay, Diogo, let's see that space. And it was really something really incredible. So we just entered because it was abandoned, it was open, and it was completely seductive. So we became completely crazy about the place and all the potential that the site could already promote. We can see that it was a brick factory because it's so typical, this kind of structure. Also because I'm an artist and ceramic is a medium, I'm a multi-medium conceptual artist, and ceramic is a medium that I normally use, and I teach also ceramic, so it was something that touched me, and I wanted to do something different, but starting with something, the pre-existent identity of the place.
We are both fascinated by these ruins and the potential that these abandoned places have to create something new into the future. So we always look at these ruins with that potential and with that historical connection. So it was when we saw it, it was like this crazy thing.
And then we started to speak to our friends and say, okay, we found this place. What can we do about it? We told the story, all the context, what it used to be, what was the important at that time, the economical, like kind of an anchor to this region. It employed lots of people, and we wanted to kind of revitalizing again this object. It was a very organic process, very ideological. And it was very interesting to see how people could start from a common base, and then with their own differences could aggregate and build this concept that could be more vast and aggregate others. Right?
Sustainable development, the climate change, in Portugal, all these problems of desertification of the interior regions, and problems with fires, with the isolation, with people getting older. So all these subjects are very present and in the discourse nowadays. So there's a lot of potential and a lot of diversity in these regions, and that are not being used and in favor of the whole country. So it's really important to start rethink about these rural and urban connections and what we're going to do with our landscape, and how we're going to create these contacts. And I think it's really relevant to use also these rural areas to help to mitigate or to help to solve these global problems about climate change, about migrations, and about and how do we see that all this technological evolution, how we can also integrate how we can, those problems could be opportunities for rural areas to develop. And we also need to think about what kind of development that we want, because we always associate development of having more and more. So the idea here is more about quality, is about having another social way of people to connect. So we also want this place to be like a kind of a laboratory, that we can experiment things and have a lot of debate around it.
Now we live in globalized era, right? So we also have to think locally in the context that we choose and how to act responsibly in that kind of context. So one of the things that we prioritize is to value the local resources, and resources, it could be people, or could be materials, or could be infrastructures.
So for us it's very important to have a group of people that can help us build this process, and not only have a space to attract more people, but mainly to have a place where we can have this critical thinking and develop these things organically. The cities are getting more expensive, and then we also find more and more people wanting to have a closer relation with nature. So having this mix of finding an opportunity of having a new working space where people can collaborate, and again putting people more in connection with the earth and with nature. I think it's a movement that you see more often. But we don't want to bring the same kind of development that we have in the cities to the countryside. We need to think about what kind of development, about what kind of social interaction that we want to see here, because they have a lot of things good. The human aspects of collaboration, people changing things, it's things that we have in the rural side that we don't want to lose. So
yeah, I think we have to think about distribution, right? And when we think about distribution, we think about human distribution as well as knowledge. So here we want to foster newcomers and also new creation of knowledge, sharing knowledge. Then how can we distribute? How can we value that asset and that legacy?